Everybody's got hands up for watermelon. Being in the flow with seasonal foods and learning how to balance out our inner fire on this full moon in Sagittarius. So, cheers to that. Tea, my grace cup. Move through the season with grace. From what I am aware of, this was, I think the last 2 years, there was an eclipse during the Sagittarius full moon. So that definitely will add some intensity, especially with things being in a fire sign. There's always going to be some intense, passionate energy there. And that can be driven in one way to forge forward and create new path, illuminate new things, but it can also cause inflammation, not within just the physical body, but also in our mind. What that looks like in the mind is tension and headaches, maybe migraines, things like that, or feeling of pounding, pulsing sensation. Also within the heart space, that could look like unresolved anger coming in. So, or just, being a little fiery with in your emotional space, maybe a little more easily triggered. So just be mindful of that as we move through this season. And let's see who comes up for rotation. Interesting. First thing we feel the okay. All right, so tonight we have Mary Magdalene and Unconditional Love. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Interesting. I will, my Instagram story, share something a little later about Mary Magdalene. So that's nice messages in the flow. My opinion. Okay. So this Mary Magdalene, a lot of us probably have recognized her or heard about her being associated with Jesus or Jesus. And he is supposedly her blue guy. Okay? But outside of that, although the Gospels never really specifically called her a prostitute or a sinner, maybe she was a sex worker. Okay, no judge. But Mary Magdalene, she's been called one by misogynists. Mary Magdalene nonetheless overlooks these false judgments, is unconditionally forgiving, and has a beautifully sweet energy. Her significant role with Jesus as one of the are described in the Gospels includes washing his feet, witnessing his death, and being one of the first people to whom he appeared after his resurrection. All right, so controversies about other roles she may have played are Christ's bride, a temple priestess, obviously, I love that vibe, or even a disciple. Okay, so call upon her for help with forgiveness and opening your heart to more love. I think that applies to this full moon in Sagittarius window by learning to forgive ourselves. Um, Sagittarius energy is optimistic, it's associated with luck. It is also the beginning of the week, and so this is a good time for us to set those intentions, have the fuel, and drive our passions and bringing our dreams into reality. However, in the process, in order to free ourselves, liberate ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, we have to forgive ourselves for maybe not being where we thought we should be or where we expect ourselves to be, and all those other expectations. Just love yourself through. Go ahead and take in your entire physical surroundings. Allowing yourself to bring your gaze, soft space out in front of you, perhaps closing your eyes completely. And just taking this moment to be, feel exactly where you are in this moment. Noticing your presence in your physical space. Notice where you are emotionally, mentally, spiritually in this moment. Just bringing all that awareness back to the breath. Recognizing that you are an expansive being. Just by taking this pause in your day, give yourself that space to reflect what has come, to project the future that you desire. To feel into that space between past, future. Allowing yourself to just be present. And in this moment, becoming more fluid, sinking deeper into that space of safety, of love, space that holds you in unconditional love, kindness, gentleness, giving you permission to release, to let go, to grieve, needed, to also help you look and see a brighter future. Shift in your perspective that shifts your reality for the better. Regardless of what you're going through in this moment, however you categorize it, good, bad, lost, somewhere in between, what would it feel like for you to completely love yourself just as you are? Explore that prompt, that thought for just a moment. Emotions may arise, tears may fall, optimism may find you, whatever your experience, just notice. Just breathe. Can you love yourself a little more? Bypassing any expectations of this moment, expectations of this time, expectations of yourself, expectations of others. Bypassing all that with unconditional love. Allow that to expand through you. Beyond all barriers, limitations, doubts, worries, judgments, concerns, allow love to find all of those places, all of those spaces, and just breathe. If you notice any tension, any resistance, in the body or even energetically, breathe into those spaces. Breathe into that awareness. Lean into it. Love through it. No matter the perspective you have of yourself, life, others, what does it feel like? Send love to that person, those people, situation, time, that experience. And just see what happens. Notice how you feel. You set that intention and allow the mind to follow through your imagination, allowing you to see things clearly through the lens of love. As your imagination bridges the gap between your intention of sending love and that which is receiving your love, notice how you feel. As you arrive in that space, power, love, light. And it would assist you. You can just imagine baby pink, pale pink, maybe iridescent light. Maybe you notice this pink light mix little droplets of gold. Maybe you imagine this iridescent light flickering, shimmering, and allow it to flow from the heavens above, divine feminine source in the heavens. Allow that to pour into you. From head to toe, it fills you. And either through intention, the mind, feeling, through the heart, sending love through the hands to that person, place, or thing. Allow the highest vibration of love to shift and transform not only you, but your entire reality. Focus your thoughts on good things. Allow them to grow. This way you rise above all appearances that are otherwise. Where you dwell in consciousness. That's where your soul truly resides. Love yourself. First and foremost, love yourself. From here, you can begin to love others in every situation, no matter the external appearances. There are many sides to you. You are a multi-dimensional, dynamic woman. You're not what most may think. To try to reach out, defend yourself, prove yourself, be sync to match a vibration that is not aligned with your truth, your most authentic self. You are the divine human form. You are one with the divine, just as you are. Choose to reside consciously in this space. Be mindful of lower vibrations, lower levels of existing. Instead, seek where love reigns supreme. That is within you, within your consciousness, should you choose. It's from the space of love. For the most good to be optimized. Find this space within. Some days, sometimes it may be difficult, and so because you are a woman, you have the ability to create. So create that space. Allows you to be in your power, to access your power, to exercise your power. With the power of your intention and your imagination, you can create not only within the physical, but you can create new belief. You can create space within your mind, your heart, for something different. You can create energetic space for various opportunities to show up. It is all within you. It's your intention, your truest heart's desire. brings these things into fruition. Just this moment. Whatever it is you think, feel about yourself. What does it feel like? Just love that part of yourself. Just see what happens. Pretend. Override the analytical mind, ego. Use the power of your conscious attention to create, explore something that might be better. There was a mirror out in front of you. You could see yourself just as you are in this moment, being reflected, illuminated back to you in this moment, just as you are today, this time in your life. Beyond that, you see a younger version of you, maybe as a teen, young adult. Just beyond that, you see yourself as a child. It's as if you're looking at a timeline of who you were, where you've been. For each area of this timeline, as you look back, that lights up, each represents you at a certain age, time in it. Notice those different versions of you. And check in with yourself. What is it that you needed at that moment in time? If you could have been your own mother, what would you have given to yourself at that time? Is there something that needs to be loved, something that needs to be forgiven at that time? Take this trip down memory lane so that you can heal as you feel and clear those energies through love. Can you love all those different moments? Can you love yourself? Give yourself the love that you needed in those moments. Give them to yourself now. Breathe deep. You're held, loving, safe, supported and loved. Breathe. Any feelings, if any feelings, sadness, grief, anger, resentment, shame, guilt, embarrassment, rejection, abandonment, coulda, shoulda, woulda, regrets, anything that you would consider to be a low vibrational feeling, anything that doesn't feel good that comes up. As you take this trip down memory lane, just know that that means you are doing the work in this moment. This meditation, this exercise, this intention is working. So breathe deep, allow those feelings, those memories to come up. You don't have to go too deep if it does not feel safe and comfortable. Give yourself permission to travel back in time so that you can heal and transmute and reverse any karmic imprints, any ties, any vows, any cords, any agreements, so that you can set yourself free. Propel forward to your highest timeline, highest essence. Ease and grace, optimism, and faith. Reaching that place. Treasures of your inner world are reflected back to you in your material world, and love reigns supreme. sending to all versions of yourself in the past, who you were last year, who you were during the pandemic, pre-pandemic, who you were as a young adult, as a teen, as a child, as a baby. All this love extends to all this timeline, the time of your conception. Imagine that love being sent, the version of you that agreed to incarnate at this time, this generation, race, ethnicity you are, female. Allow this love as far back from all time, space, realities, any past lives that need some love and healing. Receive it. And as that intention, unconditional love, ebbs into the past, what flows forward now is beauty, grace, peace, the compassion, wisdom, pleasures, abundance, all the work you've just done. Give all versions of you by sending love to them. Power of love is healing. Power of your intention is healing. Your imagination can be used to heal. All this power lies within you. Give yourself credit. You are more powerful. You are stronger than you think you are. Give yourself the love that you give unto others. Do that now. Just breathe. As we receive the various meanings and interpretations for tonight's message, unconditional love. First meaning is don't worry what others think or say. Let any cares or worries you have associated with the opinions of others go. Relieve this tension in the mind, the heart, the body. Breathe and let go. Heal the situation with love. Second meaning. Where else can you bravely and courageously send love? Can you send love to those who have hurt or misjudged you for just this moment, even though it may be hard or difficult? See what it feels like. You are braver than you think. You are stronger than you think. You are more powerful than you give yourself credit for at times. Sometimes when you're doing powerful work, just as you are now, emotions may catch us a little off guard. We may find that our body tenses up, breathing becomes more shallow because our body is responding to that memory. Our body, nervous system, the power of our memory goes back to fight or flight or fawn mode. And with this awareness, can utilize this power, this energy that comes up. That's all emotions are, just energy in motion, at different variables, different volumes, different weights. Some feel light, others may feel heavy. Some feel fast to get over, others take a little more time. Just remember to be aware, to notice. As soon as you notice, it creates the opportunity, space for healing. You can take that deep breath, tell yourself, your body, that that is not this moment. As you take that deep breath, you can gift yourself some love. Maybe even place your hand on your heart space, connecting to your body, but also sending yourself that love, that nurturing, that care and gentleness. Affirm that I am safe. That version of you is love. Forgive. Allow yourself peace. Freedom. Flow. Liberation. If you haven't already, bring your left hand to the heart space. Bring your right hand on top of it if you choose, or the upper or low belly. Receive this next meaning, interpretation, reminder. Forgive yourself. What you think you've done, forgive yourself for what you haven't done, what you should have done. Forgive yourself. Now the heart space to soften and just continue to breathe. If you need to, check back in, reimagining that divine light all around you, affirming, validating that you are safe, your feelings are valid, you are healing. Relax in the safety, this truth, this space of trust. And remember to breathe. Although it may seem simple to sit and do nothing but check in with yourself, to participate in a meditation on a cellular level, spiritual, soul level, you are doing a lot of work right now. Be proud of yourself. Continue to love yourself. Sometimes that weird, awkward feeling of releasing that which has been holding on to us feel a little scary because it is unknown. It's something new, a new feeling. That's all it is. When you forgive and you release, surrender and let go, that new space that is created can be new. And it might invoke a little bit of uncertainty or fear. That's just because you're noticing, feeling, experiencing something different. That doesn't mean it's all bad. Some of it is a lot better than where you've been. Give yourself. Take a deep breath. Extend grace and gratitude towards yourself. Releasing all old unforgiveness towards others. You can help yourself heal and move forward to a brighter, better future. You repeat after me, saying this simple phrase to yourself. Allow yourself to just receive it. Notice how you feel. Breathe. Repeating this simple phrase to yourself. I love you. Breathe it in. Exhale. I love you. Repeat this to yourself. 1, 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. After you've repeated it to yourself, give yourself validation, celebration, flowers. Being here, doing this very intentional healing work, powerful work, source. And then taking another deep breath, literally bringing movement to the physical body. So, some more love if you like. Opening eyes, meditation, trance. Yeah. Well, got a little emotional up in there a couple times. I held it down though, was holding space for that healing, whatever was needed for you. Hopefully you received that. There's some insights, clearing, some love, tenderness. With this being the card of, with this being the, oh, thank you, ladies. With with this being, oh, okay, I remember. So with this, there's a couple things as far as like the collective message, homework, her work, okay. For you this week, there's two things. Um, you could practice one, practice both, see what happens. But the first one is a lady named Louise Hay. Some of you may have heard of her. When I started my spiritual journey, she was someone that I admired and had used a lot of her resources that she provided for just gaining more knowledge and understanding. And she, I believe, wrote a book also called Mirror Work. And some of her teachings were about looking at yourself in a mirror and, this talking to yourself, like being your own cheerleader, pumping yourself up. A lot of times we look at ourselves in the mirror and we point out all our flaws. I need to like my brows, my nails, and teeth. I need to whiten and this, that, and all this sort of stuff. And it doesn't always have to be physical. Sometimes it could just be other things that we are, judging ourselves for, whether we did what we did or didn't do or have and don't have and all that kind of stuff based on external expectations that cause us to have internal expectations that cause us stress. Okay. And you ain't got time for that. You ain't got time. So one way of cutting to the chase is when, sometimes you have to look at yourself in the mirror, but instead of seeing what isn't, and sometimes I think they see what isn't, because maybe what you aren't seeing are the things that people are saying. Maybe you actually see yourself in the brightest light, and that's what the homework is going to be for, or is for, exercise 1 this week, is to look at yourself in the mirror. If you can, from this Monday to next Monday, at least look at yourself in the mirror. And when you do, give yourself 3 compliments. Okay. It doesn't have to be physical. It can all 3 be physical. But give yourself 3 compliments. Okay. You can repeat it throughout the day if you like, set a reminder on your phone, whatever. And then the second one, you can layer on top of the mirror one, and that is a Hawaiian exercise, a Hawaiian form of energy healing called Ho'oponopono. And it's pretty much phonetically, it's like spelled the way it sounds. Okay, so Ho, not H-O-E, H-O. There's an apostrophe and then O, Ho, no, Ho, no. Okay, so with Ho'oponopono, I can't remember the guy's name, Jack Canfield or something. Anyway, I think it was one of the guys that was probably part of the secret movie or something. Anyway, the Ho'oponopono is just 4 lines that you repeat to a situation that you bring to mind, or maybe a person. Shit, I triggered. Now I gotta practice it myself. Okay, so anyways, bring to mind a particular person, and what you say to them, or it could be yourself in the mirror. What you say to this person is, sorry. That can be triggering, especially if you don't feel as if you did anything wrong. But that's ego, right? Trying to prove itself. So just on your shit, right? Just be like, just level up energetically and say, I'm sorry. You don't necessarily have to point out what you're sorry for. But if you want to, you can, because it directs the energy more and makes it more potent, the healing, and more specific as far as what energy you're kind of dismantling, deconstructing. But I'm sorry, please forgive me. That one can also be triggering. Like I said, the ego might come up because you're like, I didn't do anything wrong, or maybe you start to wonder what you could have did wrong. Just, come back. Come back to center. Sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Okay. And you might find that you have to repeat that sometimes to really break the energy around that. Because as everything is layered. And so when you feel as if you've forgiven, or moved past one thing, then, something else might come up depending on how deep that situation is, help within your body or how much energy you have attached to it. But I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. That's I found to be myself very powerful work, especially when you look at yourself in the mirror and say that. It's hard to forgive ourselves sometimes, and it's also hard to love ourselves as well. So if you just start with yourself on that one, but those 2 collective messages and assignments for this week, right? Mirror work and Ho'oponopono. So with that being said, may you love yourself, others unconditionally, no matter what the situation may be, and you have 2 exercises that you can do to actually put that into action. And so with that being said,